This episode of the Two Droids podcast is proudly brought to you by Who Clothing.
Two droids and no questions asked.
Hello and welcome to the Two Droids No Questions Asked podcast, your one-stop shop for all the latest pop culture, movie, TV and comic book news. I'm today, of course, joined by my ever-faithful co-host, Simo. How you doing, Simo?
I'm really good, actually. Really good. We've had some trailers this week, so I've had to do some work.
We have.
Done it
We are back.
I say I've had to do some work. Not really. I've had to watch some trailers. That's literally it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
How do we do it?
I don't know. But we do it for you.
Absolutely we do.
Listener.
And don't forget that.
We do this all for
Now,
you.
this week, Simo, I don't know if you've heard maybe some footsteps on the rooftops, or the jingle jangle of some bells, perhaps. The galloping of reindeer hooves, maybe. I don't know. But we are officially in December.
We are.
So on this week's show, we're going to be spreading a bit of holiday cheer for one and all by ranking our favourite Christmas movies. Holiday cheer? If you agree with us. If not, then...
You're wrong.
Yeah,
Christmas.
You're getting cold.
Yeah. You're getting cold. Oh, do people still get told that? Like, if they're naughty, they get given cold for Christmas? Because I remember getting threatened with that every year as a kid.
Yeah, I hope they do. It's all this elf on the shelf nonsense nowadays, though, isn't it?
I feel like it's like when I was younger, my nan has a coal fire, so I was like, it's quite useful though. If you give me coal, I'll give it to my nan. That's fine.
It'll keep us
Yeah,
warm in the harsh climates.
This would be fine. What are you on about? Right, yeah.
I'm going to say, as little as a couple hundred years ago, that would have gone down a tree.
I was trying to figure out when that's ever become a thing, but yeah.
I don't know. Although I never got coal.
No.
I don't know if you did. I was always a good boy.
Yeah, I always had a nice Christmas. I've always had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
I love Christmas.
You got a Satsuma instead.
Yeah, with the little things inside it at Christmas time. Kris Kringles. Yeah. There you go. That's the name of it, isn't it? I swear it's Kris Kringle. That's what it is, isn't it?
Kris Kringle's another name for Father Christmas. I'm not sure.
Know. Well, it's a little tangerine that you put little things in, don't you? Like a little candle.
Like the little cloves?
No, yeah, you put candles in it, some little sweets on sticks. Did you never used to do them in school?
We just used to get Satsuma.
Yeah, we used tangerine, Satsuma, who cares?
One man's tangerine is another man's Satsuma, I suppose.
Yeah.
Who are we to judge?
Just a tiny orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. Why it was never a full orange.
Didn't go to the gym enough.
Who knows? Yeah. This is why we have this podcast. We ask the hard questions.
These are the real questions. these are what people have come to our comic book movie podcast for. to learn. Although, to be fair, every time I hear the word tangerine, all I can think about is Batman. Because he's like, he stole a ruby the size of a tangerine.
I just think of Bullet Train, honestly.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that movie, by the way. Like that needs
good.
more love. Like, that is incredible.
It does. It's so funny. It's so memeable as well. So, later on in the show, we're going to be reviewing our favourite Christmas movies. Before that, however, we're going to dive into the latest news and trailers of the week. Like you said, Simo, trailers are back.
Trailers are back. We've had some really good ones. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, a bit of a break last week. But before we get into that, we're going to start with our nerdy news bulletin, hot off the press from the Weekly Bugle. If you listened to the show before, you know that just as we press record on the recording software, get a big stack of papers delivered, hot off the press, steaming this week, Simo.
And steaming, and it was delivered by none other than Father Christmas. He came down, he thought, you're making some Christmas movies. I want to spread some Christmas cheer. And he gave you some Christmas news, although none of the news is Christmas related. But you've got some news from Santa Claus.
Yeah,
he's real kids.
I will just say, he actually came through the door because we don't have a chimney, I'm afraid. But he's got that magical key.
I thought he had that magical power where he just makes chimneys. Have you not watched Santa Claus?
Of course I've watched Santa Claus.
He makes the chimneys. He makes the chimneys. They just appear.
Well, I don't know. We used to leave a special key out for him with the little reindeer food.
So
we could get in.
We used to leave mince pies, carrot for the reindeer.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's one season.
Did you ever? This is another little thing. Did you ever used to get given a little bag from school or whatever, and it was like reindeer dust, and it was like something you'd sprinkle in your garden so the reindeer knew where to land?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, we'd leave that out with the magic key, and realistically, I think it was just like old oats from the teachers, like coming and gone out. Yeah. Probably awful for the environment looking back on it.
Why do we believe all that shit? Well, because it's real.
Hey, the reindeers used to gobble that stuff
I remember
up.
I used to look at planes, and when you see the red little light, I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking Rudolph! And I'll be like straight into bed. I'm like,
Yeah. Although I've got one for you. Did you have... What was the beverage you left for Father Christmas?
I'm pretty sure we left milk, but I swear sometimes we left a beer.
Yeah, so we always left a shot of whiskey. Not milk.
Hey, he's cold. He's cold, He needs a bit of... He
needs warming up, right?
He needs to warm the cockles.
Yeah.
Also,
that's
Santa Claus,
definitely what it was.
Definitely a time traveller. Gotta be a time traveller.
It's the only way, right?
Gotta be.
It's the only way. Anyway, we could debate the ins and outs of Father Christmas lore all day, Simo. But shall we get into the news? Let's get into the news. We'll be on this all day. So, the first article, let me just turn this page over. Thomas Holland.
Ooh.
Spider-Man himself. Yeah. He's been making headlines this week. He's had a bit to say about maybe a potential Spider-Man 4. So it was part of a press conference with the Critics' Choice Association, and he was asked, what's going on? Yeah. We're all waiting. We all want to see it.
Fair question.
Yeah, and what Tom had to say, and excuse me because this is quite a long quote, but as follows. All I can say is that we are actively engaging in conversations about what it could potentially look like for a fourth rendition of my character.
His character,
that's good.
That's a good thing.
Whether or not we find a way to do justice to the character is another thing. I feel very protective over Spider-Man. I feel very, very lucky that we are able to work on a franchise that got better with each movie, that got more successful with each movie, which I think is really rare, and I want to protect his legacy. So, I won't make another one for the sake of making another one. It will have to be worthwhile of the character. Which I think...
Fair.
I'm glad.
Fair.
I'm glad to hear that. It also makes me think that maybe he's just getting loads of pitches just thrown at him from all sides of like, you want to do this multiverse movie with Kraven the Hunter? And he's like, no, I really don't want to do that.
I really want just a nitty-gritty Spider-Man movie. I just want Spider-Man...
street level, right?
I want Spider-Man versus, Kingpin or something. Maybe Daredevil pops in to, help him out or something. That's what I want.
Absolutely.
I just want... maybe there could be... Maybe you could have another villain there that helps Kingpin out or something, but... I want it to be... just like the cartoons, man. And the comics.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean... You used Scorpion, you teased him in the first one and then did nothing with him. He'd be perfect.
Also, on this, have you seen the news to do with a potential character that was in Doctor Strange and the original Spider-Man movies? Bruce Campbell has actually said that his character is in the MCU. It is the same person that he played in the original Spider-Man. Now, I don't think that means he's Mysterio.
Yeah.
But there's a few theories that he could either... that he looks very much like the original Beyonder. It looks very similar. But then my favourite theory of all time is that he is none other than Mephisto.
Wow.
But yeah, I'll be interested to see where that goes because, he has come out and confirmed that he is the same guy and he's in the MCU. Obviously, we've seen him.
I think if I was a betting man, I think I'd put my money on nothing ever coming from that.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, I don't think we're going to get
he just wanted it better.
Bruce Campbell as like a new Mysterio or Mephisto or Beyonder. I don't think we'll get that, but I think it's probably just a bit of fun.
I like him.
I do like the idea. He would be really good.
Yeah,
he's a really good actor. He's fantastic.
I love the Evil Dead movies. I feel like he'd be...
Give Mephisto a chainsaw arm and just see what happens.
Why don't we just have him as the new Stanley cameo? Where it's... Because,
just Bruce Campbell
and everything. And he'd do it. I reckon he'd do it. Money.
Yeah. And, for the culture.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, but I think that's fair with Spider-Man. I don't want to see a crap Spider-Man movie, right? And I'm glad that he's putting his foot down. But puts his foot down too much, and they'll just recast him.
I don't know. I think he's pretty much locked in
but
at that
the one
point.
thing I will say, the movies get better each time. I'd go first one really good, second one is good but not as good as the first one, third one good but nostalgia. So
yeah, I think the second one's actually a better movie than the third one.
Oh, the third one, yeah, okay.
But the third one is like iconic now.
Yeah, I love the first.
Always
one,
will be,
if I'm being honest.
but not as. I'll rephrase that. Not better, but rewatchable. The second one versus the third one.
I think the first one is the most rewatchable one of all of them. Absolutely. It's just fun. Like, there's no. It feels, that one I think feels like a Spider-Man movie. Like, where it's him in school and he's just against a little villain, and it's like nothing major. Like, until some of the stuff happens, but like it's nothing like, it's not world ending or anything like that.
No.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's what I hope they go forwards with.
Yeah.
That smaller scale stuff. Now, we'll stay on the Marvel vibe. Some next in the news, Avengers Kang Dynasty has a new writer. So I might have to eat my words a little bit here, because a few weeks ago I was convinced that they weren't going to go ahead with this, but it sounds like they are. And the new writer is going to be Michael Waldron, who worked on majority of Loki season 1, worked on quite a bit of season 2, but not as much as season 1. And he also wrote Multiverse of Madness.
That gives me quite a lot of hope for the movie, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
like mainly the Loki stuff, and the fact that he's also writing Secret Wars, which, like, there'll be some sort of cohesion there, a lot more than what there would be if they got different writers in. But that doesn't mean that they're going to be using the same Kang that we've seen, although it wasn't in his contract that he has to play Kang.
It's either Jonathan Majors or no Kang, from a contract perspective.
But to be fair, surely they could, if the trial goes south for him, surely they can say that's a breach in contract because it's putting the company into disrepute.
I suppose that would have probably had to been put in the contract in the first place.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that they will have an escape clause for it. Christmas episode,
so.
I just thought I'd escape clause. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I like that. But I like the fact that this guy's worked on the good multiverse stuff.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
Far.
Yeah. Well, Multiverse of Madness was, the multiverse side of it was a bit shit.
I think it gets
it's good.
A little bit.
It's a good movie.
Multiverse of Madness.
The only hate that I actually have for it, and it's not hate because I know it's not their fault. Well, it's Marvel's fault, but it's not the people who worked on its fault. The effects are so bad.
There's definitely a few really bad ones.
I remember watching it in the cinema, and then as soon as they changed the name, didn't they, of that monster at the start. When that came up, I was like, what is this? Like, because
it was very Sam Raimi though.
Yeah. The movie was good. I loved the movie,
and like the music fight,
that
incredible.
was really cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
Brilliant effects.
That was really cool.
Like, a lot of the multiverse traveling stuff is good.
Yeah,
for me, what the effects that stand out are the third eye at the end.
Yeah, I think the problem actually is
stands out to me.
Everything Everywhere All at Once just came out.
Yeah,
I think
true.
that was I think that's actually the problem, because I just watched that, and was it just come out? I think it was around the same time, wasn't it, or similar?
It was. They were very close.
And then watching that, you're like, what? This is what? Oh wait, was it the other way around? Was it that one first and then?
Yeah, I think Everything Everywhere All at Once came out after.
I think it was whenever I watched that then tainted my view on it a little bit, because I was like, this is what a multiverse movie should be. This is incredible.
Yeah, but I mean, all these things are nothing to do with Michael Waldron's writing ability.
No, very true. Very, very true.
The writing in it is good.
Yeah.
And I think he's, like you said, the fact that we're going to have hopefully a cohesive story across the rest of sort of phase 4 and 5 is a good thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, and he's done some good character driven work. Well, Loki is incredible. Basically all character driven work, and that's really good. So yeah, I think positive, but we'll still have to see whether it continues as Kang Dynasty or if it changes.
Yeah, the Secret Wars bit and the Multiverse of Madness as well. That gives me a bit of hope for the fact that we might get people from the other universes, because I mean, I don't know if I'm stretching that a little bit, but yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I tell you, we'll stay on the MCU vibe.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3. Some casting news come out this week. Now, well, I say casting news, casting rumours, we'll say, at this point. The big one being Daphne Keane, who starred in Logan as Laura Kinney / X-23. Logan's clone daughter, I think, is allegedly in talks to appear in Deadpool 3.
I feel really bad.
Slightly,
if the character, like, if it's the same like continuity of the character, because
slightly controversial because they have said that Deadpool 3 won't mess with the continuity of Logan, and that Logan will still be that definitive end for the character.
Yeah.
But then I also think like it would be the most Deadpool thing possible to say they're not going to do that and do it anyway. Just completely change it, which would be sad, but it's also just a bit of a meme, isn't it? Like, the whole character's a meme.
They literally take the piss out of the Logan movie in Deadpool 2. Like, it has the little
so
toy,
like,
doesn't it, with the tree sticking through.
Yeah. So I think they've said they're not going to do it, but I think they probably will. I think
if they don't mention
perfect.
it, they'll mention it, won't they? Like, Deadpool will say something quippy about it.
Like, quick little look to camera, wink wink, isn't this funny sort of thing. So allegedly Daphne Keane's in talks. Some other casting news. Rumours, but at this point, not even a rumour, just rampant speculation. But Jennifer Garner, who we know her most famous role was, of course, Elektra in Ben Affleck's Daredevil, was asked whether she would be reprising her role as the character. There's been a lot of talk about, is Ben Affleck going to be Daredevil in it? Hence the question to Jennifer Garner, in which she responded, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And to that, I say, you would say that, wouldn't you, Jennifer?
Yeah, well, I feel like if you if you weren't in it, you'd just go, "Oh no, so I'm not in it." You won't pretend that you don't know what Deadpool is.
I don't know. Andrew Garfield tried that.
Oh yeah, but Andrew Garfield's acting was on fucking point. He deserved an Oscar for those talk shows.
I
felt really bad for him. He was there plugging his new musical, and everyone was going, "Are you in Spider-Man? Are you in Spider-Man?" He's like, "No." He's like, I don't know.
You lied to us, aren't you, Andrew? So we'll have to see. But I think if Jennifer Garner's in it, it's not going to be in a big role. It'll be a split, a bit like Brad Pitt's cameo in Deadpool 2.
I love that one. Paid him a cup of coffee or something, didn't they?
Yeah, that was all it was.
I love that.
Other casting for Deadpool 3, Dogpool has been confirmed.
Sorry, it's in the movie. It's in the movie.
No, that was. I felt like I was doing a podcast with DMX. God rest his soul for a second.
Yeah. It works.
Wow, that's a sick impression. That's really good.
Shut up.
You should do that at birthday parties.
I think you should kill yourself.
Oh gosh,
we're allowed to say it. Ryan Reynolds. The internet.
But Dogpool. Ryan Reynolds has shared a picture on Twitter or X of Dogpool in costume.
Does it look cool?
Bit of a rat of a dog, to be honest.
Right, I'm gonna have a look at this while you're talking.
I feel horrible for saying it because I love dogs, I love animals, but
why am I picturing a Labrador? I'm picturing a Labrador.
No, it's like it's like a Chihuahua.
Oh, to be fair, I'm looking at the comic book photos of it. Oh my god, that is incredible. Oh, what the fuck? That is brilliant.
Obviously, this is an audio platform, but I encourage you all to just try and find the photo so you can understand what we're talking about.
It looks like a crackhead.
Yeah. And also, this is sort of all but confirmed. The last piece of the casting news, which is that the original Sabretooth from X-Men, X-Men, is also reprising his role. I'm not 100% sure what the actor's name was.
Yeah, but do you want it to be... Would you want that Sabretooth? Or...
Tyler Mane.
Or do you want Sabretooth from X-Men Origins?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and put a spoiler warning here and say, spoilers for Deadpool 3. there's been some set photos that have come out.
Okay.
Which it looks like you know the fight in X-Men 1 where Rogue's stuck in the camper van and X-Men and Sabretooth fighting.
Yeah, in the woods.
It looks like Deadpool and whatever continuity Wolverine they pluck him from in the costume are present during that fight.
Okay. And
fight that Sabretooth then. So nice. I don't think he's going to be a huge role, which is why I think they've probably gone with him and not Liev Schreiber's brother of Wolverine, Sabretooth.
I really liked that one. That was I actually enjoyed that movie, if I'm being honest. Like,
I think it's another one that in like 5 years' time, it's going to come around a bit like the Star Wars prequels, where people will be like, when we watched it as kids, it was
because we were kids
cool.
when we watched it. So I remember.
Yeah, it was so cool.
I remember enjoying it, and I didn't really know anything about Deadpool at the time, so I was like, I was like a guy. He's quiet now. That's funny. Yeah, I was like,
and like some of the CGI's not great, but I mean that bit where he's on the motorbike and he does the claw handbrake turn and the turn away from the explosion. So cool.
You just call me Blob. No, like
Will.i.am
in it.
Will.i.am's there teleporting. It's good. It's fun. So a bit late now if you've already listened to it, but spoilers for Deadpool 3. And I don't think it's going to be a big role. I think they'll probably murder him. There and then. Honestly. But that's it for the Marvel news. Let's jump ship, if you will. Let's do a complete 180. Let's do it. And let's move over to DC.
Boo.
Some big news.
No, I'm joking. We love all comic books here.
Yeah. Some big news coming out of DC from James Gunn specifically. So this is from the horse's mouth himself. So this isn't rumours; these are confirmed. We've got some casting for Superman Legacy.
Okay.
So it's due to start filming next year in Atlanta, I believe. And we've been given casting news for the characters of Jimmy Olsen, Lex Luthor, and Eve Teschmacher. Now, Jimmy Olsen, famous for being Superman's best friend, is going to be played by Skylar Gisandro. And this, in my opinion, in terms of like looks, is perfect for Jimmy Olsen. It's like they've literally just plucked him off the comic book page and put him in real life, like perfect casting. And it seems like we're actually going to get Jimmy Olsen and not, my name's James Olsen and I'm a super spy for the government and I'm going to die in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, he does, doesn't he? Yeah.
It's like Jimmy Olsen's a spy and he gets shot by a terrorist.
I've completely forgot that was in the movie, if I'm being honest.
So I'm glad we're getting a proper Jimmy Olsen again. Give him like the green vest and the camera and his little spirally orange hair, and I'm there for it. Eve Teschmacher, I hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. So she was actually a character invented for Richard Donner's Superman movies. So she didn't come from the comics originally, but she's basically like Lex Luthor's sort of right-hand man, helper sort of thing. She's going to be played by Sarah Sampaio.
I believe you say her name. Right. Yeah, Sampaio. Yeah, Sampaio. That sounds about right.
Which again, a good casting in my opinion. I think she's done some good work before. There's no reason she won't be good. But the big one, the Lex Luthor casting, slightly controversial. Some people think, but the news is that Nicholas Hoult is going to be playing Lex Luthor.
Okay.
And what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know, if I'm being honest, because like obviously have we seen him play a bad guy? Have we seen Nicholas play a bad guy?
We've seen him play not great guys, but I don't think we could say an out and out villain. Baddie.
If he has done one, then like let us know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but he's a good actor. Like he's very good.
Yeah, he's great.
Are we gonna get bold? He's going to go bold. He's got to, hasn't he?
Yeah, they're going to have to,
He's going to
right?
go bold. He's got to be bold.
They're going to have to make him bold. My only worry about it is I don't want another Jesse Eisenberg, Mark Zuckerberg, Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
A weedy little, moany little brat.
To be fair, though.
He's like, me, Superman, what are you doing, Superman?
I feel like...
I want a big, bald, like, swole Lex Luthor.
Yeah. One that's like... you can tell he's like, he just wishes he was Superman a little bit, because that's why he's got himself swole because of that, you know.
Like he should be like an imposing presence on screen, not like shooting basketball in his lobby of his building, which again he does in that movie.
And
for some
his
reason.
one power is he captured Superman's mum. It was just like, there we go, and then for some reason Superman just goes, fine, I'll go and fight Batman then, instead of being Superman and using your super speed to just go and get your mum. Just
do anything, really. Not only that super hearing. What, you didn't hear her being kidnapped? No. No, you were too busy getting in the bath with your clothes on with your girlfriend, weren't you, Superman? Honestly, the more I like Batman v Superman, but the more I dissect it, fucking weird.
I feel like that works with a lot of stuff that we like. If you think about it a little bit too hard, you're like, it all crumbles. It all crumbles.
Yeah, true. I suppose you shouldn't do it. But yeah, Nicholas Hoult, he was also in the running for Superman. He got down to the last two. Obviously lost out to David Corenswet, who's also looking
He's got
fucking
massive,
huge.
Hasn't he?
He is big.
I don't know what pants he's on. I guess what.
I guess he is massive.
Probably.
Yeah. Because it was literally like when he got cast, everyone was like, he's too weedy to be Superman. He's too small. And it's like, do you really think they're not just going to pump him full of anything they can?
Or just give him a muscle suit. Like,
I'm sorry, David, but you're eating 5 portions of chicken and rice an hour.
Hey,
and you're spending 4 hours in the gym a day.
You will have your rice cake and you'll enjoy it.
yeah. And then about half an hour later, you'll probably have fish and maybe another rice cake. God, that's a dated reference.
And that's a local one as well. Like,
yeah. The international viewers might not pick up on that one.
Maybe not.
This is a bit like a Cillian Murphy Batman Begins situation.
Yeah, it is, and that worked really well.
That worked out well.
Yeah, that did work out really well. And that, I'd say if you put him like in that sort of career, I'd say Nicholas Hoult. He's got potential to become like a Cillian Murphy. Like, Cillian Murphy just had his first major movie role, and he did incredible in that. So
he's probably going to win an Oscar.
Yeah, probably, most likely. If he doesn't, I'd be very surprised.
Although Nick Cage should win it for Dream Scenario, but that's just my opinion.
I've just had an idea for who they should have cast as Lex Luthor, and I think you might like this one because I just want to see him as a bald guy on screen playing Lex Luthor.
Oh no!
Do you know where I'm going with this?
I'm not, but go on.
Sam Sulek.
We can't keep casting Sam Sulek.
Just see him flies in. He's like, oh my god, this is what we're working with here. He's like,
he's too nice. He's too nice to be like Luthor. He couldn't do it.
I just like to see his just little quirks, just playing Lex Luthor. Every time he does anything, he's licking it.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Hulk Hogan.
That'd be incredible.
But if we could go back 20 years, I think Hulk Hogan. He'd have to keep the moustache.
Brother.
Hey, Superman, brother. I don't like aliens, brother. Never have, never will.
I want to see him suplex fucking Superman. Oh, that'd be incredible.
Although, Stone Cold's already bald.
Superman will die because Stone Cold said so.
Smashes
the beer before he fights Superman. That'd be incredible. Right, anyway.
Just give us a WWE cinematic universe.
Mate, Surf's Up 2 is Surf's Up WrestleMania. There's a Scooby-Doo WrestleMania. Like, there's loads.
I want live action wrestlers playing themselves, but just in costume of superheroes.
Yeah, why don't they do
I suppose John Cena's kind of already doing that.
Dave Bautista.
I suppose. Yeah. Although he's not really playing himself. I think his character's got a bit of a different personality.
Well, I mean,
The Rock, I guess.
Yeah, Black Adam. Has he done any other super? No,
that's about it, I think. But give me that. Anyway, so we got on a bit of a tangent there, but we'll keep going. So next in the news, I Am Legend 2 is officially in the works.
I thought that was already officially in the works, if I'm being honest. I thought that was announced ages ago.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. I think they've been trying to like push it through for a couple of years now. But Will Smith himself has confirmed that it is going ahead. And you might be thinking, but Will Smith dies at the end of that movie.
Yeah.
You know, he eats a grenade.
The grenade goes off and he kills everyone in there.
Yeah. Well, there is, I'd say, a little known deleted scene, but it's pretty well known at this point. A deleted scene where, well, it's an alternative ending, which is on like the special features on the DVD.
I think it was meant to be the original ending, wasn't it? And then they changed it. And I think it's better. I do think it's better.
Yeah. But basically, the alternate ending is he doesn't eat a grenade and he survives. So in this continuity for I Am Legend 2, that'll be where it's picking up from. So I imagine they're going to do a little previously on and show him surviving.
Yeah.
They're not just going to rely on audiences knowing that, I guess. But yeah, this is officially moving ahead. So Will Smith, Michael B. Jordan is apparently on board as well.
Is he going to play the kid that was in the movie?
I'm not sure. I'd assume so.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It would make sense
because
the age difference
there's not going to be
works as well. Like,
yeah, there's not going to be anyone and so where else would he?
Well, no,
from?
There's a colony at the end, isn't there? They go to the colony.
Yeah, but I suppose if he's there though, and they're there, and
but
then
I'm actually really interested in how the story's going to work, because if this is the alternate ending, that means that they're going with the storyline that I'm going to say creatures for now because I want to talk about it later. The creatures are like he realizes that they are sentient and they have lives and families and stuff like that, and they care. So that I'll be interested to see how it's going to flow from there, and I wonder if it's going to be like Will Smith's character like trying to stop people from killing them and stuff like that. I wonder if that's going to be part of it.
I'm not sure.
Or if they're just going to go, he survived, but they're still horrible. Let's kill them all.
Well, luckily, Simo, we're going to find out pretty soon.
Nice.
Because the first draft of the script has already been submitted. And according to Will Smith, production is, quote unquote, moving at pace.
Is that good or bad?
I suppose we'll find out. I think we'd know more about this by now if it wasn't for the strike. I think the strike delayed a lot of the scripts. But it is now moving on.
I've seen the next headline.
Yeah, well, we're gonna save that one till last.
Nice.
Just I feel like we might have a bit to say on that one. So the next story, Meg Ryan, mother of Jack Quaid, has made headlines this week. For those of you that don't know, Jack Quaid in The Boys, in Hunger Games, in Star Trek. The animated Star Trek, whatever
is he
that
the
is.
Animated Star Trek? I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Is it Strange New Worlds?
I think that's it, and that's crossed over into live action now as well.
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah. I need to catch up on my Star Trek. I'm really behind.
That is blasphemy on this podcast, Simo. We'll be having none of that, I'm afraid.
I do like Star Trek.
But yeah, Jack Quaid is the son of Dennis Quaid, obviously the iconic actor, and then Meg Ryan, who's also a famous star as well. Sometimes branded as a nepo baby.
I mean,
because of this, Meg Ryan's come out and has basically defended Jack Quaid against these claims. So she said, Jack is really talented. He's more of a natural than I'll ever be. That nepo stuff is so dismissive of his work ethic, his gifts, and how sensitive he is to the idea of his privilege. Which I get that.
Yeah, I get you.
But I feel like it's
not relevant.
Of all the nepo babies, I feel like he doesn't really get tarnished a lot of the others because he is genuinely good.
He's a very good actor, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you can have a good actor in a normal life that just goes to a production house that never gets seen, never gets their break. Yeah. So it is. He is nepo. There's nothing. You can't say that
he had that leg up. He had a definitive leg up.
There's nothing wrong with that as long as you respect that. Then there's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't just go, I got here because I worked hard. I mean, you might have done, but it's not the only reason you're there. It's like when Donald Trump's like, I have a small earn of $1 million from your dad. Yeah. Like, come on.
Yeah. I feel like the whole thing with nepo babies, the criticism is only really there when they're just bad at what they're doing. And it's like, okay, well, your last name is literally the only reason you are this far.
Yeah.
I think,
that's a fair thing to say. Maybe we'll go, the reason you're there, you're not a good actor, but the reason you're there is for that. I think that's a fair thing to say. Maybe say it in a respectful way. Don't just be horrible. Like
no, I think the big one that stands out to me recently is Brooklyn Beckham, David Beckham's son.
Yeah.
So like he's now apparently a chef.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
With him blowtorching his cheese toasty.
Why would you blowtorch a cheese toasty?
It's like, you're not a chef though, are you, mate? And like, did you ever see the pictures of his photography book?
No.
So he had a book of his photos published, and he was, I'm a photographer actually. Look at the pictures, literally. To the viewer as well. Just Google like Brooklyn Beckham photography book pictures and tell me that this man is a professional photographer. And then apparently,
let me have a look.
Apparently there was
picture of himself.
Like he interned with a lot of like famous photographers, and they said he didn't even understand like lighting composition and all of these things. And don't get me wrong, I don't either. I don't know anything about taking professional photos, but I'm sat here saying, if you just see the elephant photo.
I get what he's trying to be edgy and like make it like it's a film one, but bro, it's a shit photo. You can't see the fucking elephant. Like, what?
Can you see the caption as well?
I'm having a look now. Wait, no.
The caption is like so hard to photograph. It's like, it's not. Just get the lighting right.
Someone called Hannah Flint has just put Brooklyn Beckham photographer in quotations, picture of an elephant. The bit was they're so hard to take photos of, and then a picture of loads of photos of elephants.
Yeah.
Oh, that is dreadful. What is this one as well? Oh, that's just someone's just photoshopped an elephant onto another one. This just oh God.
So I mean, in conclusion, really, Jack Quaid, we all love you. We don't think of you as a proper nepo baby. Brooklyn Beckham, on the other hand, get a fucking real job. Come on, man.
Oh God, I was just looking at another one, and it's just a blurry table. Like,
yeah, he's just not a good photographer.
No, like,
but he's a chef now.
I get that. Like, if things are like slightly wrong, then they'll look cool and there'll be nice photos, like a Van Gogh sort of painting, where it's not normal. But
no,
no.
Yeah. Anyway, Simo, the last news of the week. I know you love big corporate CEOs, don't you? You're a big fan of the man.
They're my favourite people ever.
Yeah. Well, I know your favourite specifically is Bob Iger, isn't it?
Oh, I love everything he stands for.
Yeah, you love Bob Iger. Yeah, I know you went to one of his birthday parties once. Anyway, Bob Iger's made the news this week. In a recent New York Times press conference, he was speaking about Disney and sort of the pitfalls and the issues they've had, and also how they can improve. One of the things he highlighted specifically was the Marvels, which is looking like it's seriously underperforming, going to be like the lowest grossing MCU movie ever at the box office. And Mr. Iger said that one of the big reasons that this movie flopped was a lack of executive presence on set. So he thinks that the movie should have, Bob Iger and pals on set just to really make sure everything's going on.
Micromanaging always works.
Yeah, always works. Just ask Avi Arad, famous Spider-Man ruiner. He'll tell you.
Just because you're an executive of a company does not mean you know how to make a movie. Like
no. And like David Zaslav at Warner Bros. So he's now in charge of the whole of Warner Brothers and
Discovery.
Is it Warner Brothers and Discovery? Yeah, like the whole thing. He only started working in the movie industry like 2 years ago.
It's just
so why should he be on set? And I mean, I know that's Warner Brothers and Zaslav and Bob Iger, but the same principle. Why should they be there? Famously, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah, leave it to the people who know how to do it. Leave it to producers that literally they are that's the whole point of it. Like, a producer makes sure that they're going on track, and then the director makes his vision and puts the screenwriter's vision onto screen. Yeah, in a way that there's reasons it's worked for so long. There's also another thing that I have seen this news story. And I'm waiting for the bit you're going to go on to in a minute, because that's also just not the case as well on the next one for why movies have been doing bad in Disney.
No. And I think with the Marvels as well, in this context that he highlighted, the director left the Marvels during post-production to go and start on another movie. Bear in mind, this is a $250 million movie, The Marvels. Don't know where that budget went, can't tell you. But the director left on post-production. But he's saying that a lack of executive presence was there. So if the director wasn't there, and the executives weren't there, who the fuck was there? It's like you want to go straight to micromanaging, but you're not even doing just basic managing first. Like maybe figure that bit out.
Also,
and then
that's not the reason why the Marvels didn't do well.
No,
Marvel hasn't been doing well because there's not been, since the Endgame, there's been no plan. I know there wasn't any plan originally before that, but at least we knew what was happening and things didn't change every 2 seconds. And then we didn't have 2 years where we just got spammed with absolute dreck of superhero movies.
Which again was the executive call in the first place, was to move away from quality towards quantity and just pump shit out. And now it's like, no, as executives know best, we're actually transitioning away from that and towards quality. It's like, you did this in the first place. Like what do you mean?
Your first Marvel movie, Captain Marvel, did really well.
It made $1 billion.
So it's not the character. It's not the some of the stuff you're gonna bring on later. It's just the fact that there was so many different things. A strike was going on, so there was no publicity for it. I don't remember them advertising it until like a week before. I didn't see anything other than the odd trailer. The only advertising I saw was on the Cineworld app. That was it.
Yeah. And the fact that you're not going to get passive audiences in if they have to watch 30 hours of TV first to understand 2/3 of the characters in it. And again, that was something that you did. Not you, Simo. Bob Iger, of course.
Me. It was all me. And the Puppet Master. I own all movies.
Oh, no. I thought Tom Cruise had that role, but apparently
Same
not.
height.
You just beat me. I was so close. Nearly got you. But yeah, he then went on to say that that movies need to focus on entertaining first and messages second.
But this one just kind of annoys me because Disney has always been about messages. The whole point.
Yeah.
I get entertaining. Yes, obviously you need to entertain. It's a movie. But haven't you been doing that anyway? Isn't the whole point of your movies to entertain people? So what have you been doing? And messaging's fine.
I think as well.
There's not. Barbie was a movie mainly about messages.
Perfect example of doing it well.
Absolutely tons of money because it's not just about the messaging; it's how it's presented. You can do the messaging, just present it properly in a cohesive script that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't just have a random thing pop up. And Disney have constantly been doing messages. Toy Story has a message. Cars has a message. Nemo has a message. Or bloody Lost Atlantis has a message. Treasure Planet has a message. They all have messages. Just because he's just trying to jump on the kind of right wing side of stuff, and I get it. He's trying to get a bit of publicity.
Yeah, but then that doesn't make sense either.
That's not the problem with them. You've just flooded the market with crap. That's what it is.
Is the whole right wing thing as well, and this is definitely pandering to that audience, that the whole right wing anti woke sort of thing. But it's well, make your fucking mind up, because also this week Disney have pulled all advertising on Twitter because of Elon Musk's anti-Semitism. Granted, right thing to do. Don't support anti-Semitism. I get that. That's cool. But then that's not very anti-woke of you. You've also been in a massive legal battle all year with, is it Ron DeSantis, the Floridan governor who's going for president? You're also in a whole row about him over wokeness and all this sort of thing. It's pick a side and stick to it.
They are vore.
They are literally vore.
That is literally what they are. They are vore.
Hey, I mean, it's your best friend you're talking about here. I thought you'd maybe be on the other side.
Well, I can say what I like about my best friend when I'm on the internet.
That's very true.
See what's back.
Oh, yeah, Bob Iger.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
We see who he's talking. But anyway, Simo, that's it for the news this week. Quite a bit of news.
It's quite good news as well.
Some good stuff, some bad stuff. All you really need to take out of it is Jack Quaid's good and Bob Iger isn't.
I thought he was going to say Bob Iger's a dirtbag. That's what I was waiting for. And I was gonna. I thought he was then going to break into song and sing Bob Iger's a dirtbag, but in teenage dirtbag voice. Off you go.
Anyway, Simo, should we move on?
Yes, let's move to trailers. Now we've had a nice. I think we've cooked with a bit of trailers this week. We've had some very good ones, and there's one that I want to talk about. It's the most recent one, and I want to talk about this one first, just because I feel like they've made some very, very big changes that I think we should discuss, and that is the new Godzilla movie, Godzilla X Kong or Ang Kong. I'm assuming that the New Empire. Now we did get a teaser for this quite a while ago, and it showed a different is it kaiju? Yeah, kaiju. Showed a different kaiju that was also of kind of like apey looking. I don't know what they're actually called. They're not apes, are they?
No, they're definitely not gorillas.
Yeah, they've said that they're not gorillas, haven't they? Because that's what the 2001, is it 2001 King Kong? Or 3 or whatever it was. But yeah, so Godzilla's pink. Godzilla's pink, and Kong's got a weird metal arm. Where did you get that from? Like, where?
It's the Infinity Gauntlet.
When did that become a thing? Like, I haven't watched any of the MonsterVerse TV shows yet, so I don't know if I've missed something in that.
No.
But when did Godzilla get pink, and when did he get a weird arm?
Yeah, I mean, you think they're gonna hopefully cover that.
Yeah, I'm assuming they will do.
In the movie.
Baby Kong. We got Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
And I saw on the internet someone said, I'm assuming he's voiced by Chris Pratt. Maybe.
Yeah. If not, it should be.
Yeah, so this movie's coming out in 2024. We haven't got an exact date yet, but it's coming out in 2024. There's a scene in there where Godzilla and Kong are running, and I've seen some criticism online regarding this because they believe it takes away the weight of the characters, and I get it because like when we've seen Godzilla in this continuity, he's never ran and sprinted at full speed like he does in this. Like it just looks like it is a man wearing a little pom-pom suit, but like you can kind of tell more that it is because it's the way it runs.
It looks a bit goofy.
It does,
in my opinion.
I'm kind of here for it. The poster for the movie, it looks like they've made it in the past few days because it's stolen from the. It's the same colour and design as the new GTA poster. I don't know if you've seen it.
So it's every other poster that's come out this week.
But yeah, I think the design looks pretty cool for Godzilla, but I don't know what I think about the pink. I liked the blue.
Yeah.
It looks very neon. Like it's very neon. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we're going to get some really cool fights in this.
Yeah, I mean, there will be. I think you can say that with the sort of almost guaranteed certainty that they'll be smashing things up. And
the one thing I don't get is though, after Kong Skull Island, how is this like working? Like how is the Godzilla the MonsterVerse somehow like it's like one of the most successful. Movie,
like new franchises, definitely.
Yeah, like that's like movie shared universes since the MCU. Yeah. And like I kind of look at it sometimes, and I'm like, but they're not that. I think after Skull Island, I don't think that King of Monsters. I don't think that was that great, and I didn't really enjoy the most recent the Kong versus Godzilla. I didn't really enjoy that. Like I thought it was okay, but like when you compare it to the first Godzilla and the Kong Skull Island, they just don't even come close in my opinion.
No,
but
to be fair, my only question on it is more of a narrative thing.
Yeah,
and I think is it after King of Monsters where it's like, oh yeah, Godzilla's the good guy now. We like Godzilla.
He was the good guy in the first one though. So like, but I don't get how people know he's the good guy.
Yeah, true.
I don't get how people just assume.
Well, that's what I mean.
Guy.
Because they're like, yeah, thank you, Godzilla. You've also just murdered 100,000 people and cost billions of dollars worth of damage to Tokyo. But thank you, Godzilla. I'm like, if that was... I mean, I know it's sort of ruining it a bit, saying that, if that was real life.
Yeah.
But like, if that was real life, it wouldn't be thank you Godzilla. It'd be like let's kill this big fucker.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean.
I get it. And there's also another Godzilla movie that just came out as well. Is it -1?
-1, yeah. Which apparently is fantastic.
I haven't watched it. But yeah, this movie's getting directed by Adam Wingard, who did Godzilla vs Kong. So Blair Witch as well, the 2016 one. So I didn't watch that. Death Note, if you watched that on Netflix.
No.
I never read the manga. I never read the manga. I annoyed someone there by saying, "Is it manga?" I never read the manga, but I did enjoy the TV series. It had Willem Dafoe was in it. He played the bad guy,
nice.
the weird, creepy guy that kills people for him. But yeah, like I think it looks fun. It looks like a fun movie. So I guess we'll see how it comes when it's on screen. But I don't care for the human side of it. I don't care. Like,
no, it takes me out of it completely.
Like, it's just
my only question for you: which one do you prefer, Godzilla or King Kong?
Now I really like King Kong, but I think that the Godzilla from that first Godzilla one that we got from this universe was just incredible. Like I don't know if it was. I think it was more the cinematography of that movie. Like the bit where can you remember the trailer? That trailer was incredible when it was like ominous music and the skydive and you just saw oh god, it's making me nostalgic for this now. But I prefer King Kong.
King Kong's my favourite.
King Kong,
absolutely.
I love King Kong. I don't know if that's just because of I remember watching the 2000s King Kong movie with Jack Black.
It's Jack Black's fault.
Yeah. Those horrible monsters. That was so cool. But yeah, we've got some other trailers this week. We got one for Furiosa. So part of the Mad Max saga is what they've called it. A Mad Max saga is what they've said. Now prequel. So I think this looks really cool. It's a few years after the events of the apocalypse. So it's not that long since. What do you what were your thoughts on it? What do you think?
Well, I mean, this pretty much got announced after Fury Road came out, like pretty much immediately. My big thought on it is that I feel a bit sorry for Charlize Theron, honestly, in that she was so good as Furiosa in that, and I think this has been stuck in like development hell for like near on a decade. And now, obviously, it's finally being made, but they wanted to tell the prequel story. Charlize Theron's probably aged out of that a little bit. And don't get me wrong, Anya Taylor-Joy,
incredible,
fantastic. She's so good. But I just feel like I kind of wish Charlize Theron could do this and get her flowers for it.
I'm completely in the same boat as you, because she's the one that made people want to see a movie about her. So it feels a bit of like a cheat that she isn't playing it, and I completely agree. That's the only criticism that I've got for it. Nothing against Anya Taylor-Joy.
It's a bit like
I think
like Black Widow vibes, where it's a bit like it's a bit little too late sort of thing. Like this would have been sick 10 years ago.
I'm sure it's going to be brilliant, but I feel like people are just going to go, oh, it just seems just more of the same of the last Mad Max. Obviously,
although I am excited to see Chris Hemsworth.
So he's playing
as the villain.
So with
a big old fake nose.
Nathan Jones, he's coming back as Rictus Erectus. The names are brilliant. Daniel Webber is playing Warboy. We've got Tom Burke in it. Angus Sampson. We can go on and on forever on who the people that are in it, but I really enjoyed the Fury Road. Like, I thought that was incredible.
Yeah, Fury Road is so
I feel
good.
like they made the change that was needed for the Mad Max world. The way that they brought it into the modern world, brilliant. But yeah, I feel like that's the only criticism I've got, is that I don't think that Anya Taylor-Joy should be playing Furiosa. I don't think it really matters about the lore, like of how old the character looks, because they can make him look younger.
No.
But Chris Hemsworth looks brilliant. Like, I didn't even realise it was Chris Hemsworth when I first watched the trailer. And then I went back.
I thought it was Liam
like,
Hemsworth, honestly.
He's going to come for you now. You said that. He's going to come to you.
Yeah.
He's going to climb out of your phone through the Centre app that I know you pay £80 for every month, and he's going to beat you up.
96.
That makes it way better. And he's going to beat you up. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. I really like the accent he's gone for, and the way that he's like, it's quite eccentric in the look.
Yeah.
But I really like Mad Max, and I think it's fun. So, yeah, we haven't got an official release date for this yet, but it's expected for May 2024.
Wow.
That's when it's expected. Whether or not that happens, we don't really know.
Yeah.
It visually looks incredible. Obviously, the last one was visually incredible, so hopefully this will be cool. Right, we've had. I'm going to go on to this next one. This is The Boys season 4.
Yes.
We've been waiting for this trailer for quite some time now. I'm really excited. We've got some new cast, but one thing I just want to talk about is the Boys Twitter account. They actually posted a little thing on to do with the new season. So it's what, while you wait for 2024, here's what we can say about season 4 so far. Timeline-wise, it takes place a month after the events of the Gen V final. Now, I haven't finished the Gen V final yet, but I do know that Homelander... Spoilers for Gen V. Homelander comes in at the end. And, you know, I don't know exactly what he does, but I've seen the little speech where he's, like, telling... what's her name now? He's telling her off. I forgot her name straight away.
Marie Monroe.
He's telling Marie off, isn't he? So it's happening just then. Butcher knows about the virus. Do with that little piece of intel what you will, is what he's put. And Homelander will stand trial for lasering. So then it just says show more, and I don't want to click it because it's going to take me to X, and I don't want to go on to X. But yeah, so Homelander's on trial. I don't know if you've seen in the trailer, you can see that there's a group that are supporting Starlight, and there's a group that are supporting Homelander, which is very reminiscent of a political campaign in America. And I know that they've already I know they're constantly using Homelander as Trump. Like, it is something that they're constantly using that analogy for. I mean, I feel like you're giving too much credit for Trump there. This, like, Anthony Starr looks absolutely incredible as Homelander. And then like Donald Trump, no. Like,
it's the whole like needy man baby sort of thing. He does it so well.
And it's the way that he talks, and he ploys on people's weaknesses to get them to follow him.
Yeah.
Now there's some rumours on... Some people are coming up with some rumours on Black Noir. So Black Noir is seen in the trailer. And some people believe that it's going to be... Is it Starboy from his brother? Some people believe...
Starboy's brother,
it's
Sam.
They believe it might be Sam. I can see that.
Yeah.
But...
It would be the most Homelander thing to do.
Yeah.
To take a white teenage boy and dress him up as a black man and try and pass him off as that.
Now, I'd like this to be where they'd go follow the comics a little bit and have it as a clone of Homelander, because I feel like it would work, because Homelander's he's starting to go unhinged, he's starting to realise that he doesn't need Vought, he could destroy Vought if he wanted to. So I feel like I feel like it'd work quite well if Vought was like, oh shit, like we need a failsafe, so then they make the new Black Noir. I think that would work quite well. But I don't think they'll do that. But I think it will be. I think that one's pretty much on the money that it'll probably be. It'll be Sam.
They strain from the comics a little bit as well. Like we see two new characters joining the Seven. As well, two new female leads who aren't from the characters either. I know one of them. I can't remember what her name is, but the redhead who has weapons. And I saw like loads of like thirst tweets about her on Twitter and stuff, and it's like, she's gonna be a fucking Nazi, bro. Just pick someone else.
That caught me off guard.
Anyone else to fandom over,
with
bar the Nazis.
Yeah, they're all Nazis, aren't they? In it, like, that's kind of one of the big things. Now, this is obviously coming out next year. Do you think do you reckon this will be the last season, or do you reckon we'll get a season after this?
It's hard to call, really, because I mean, it was left on a bit of a cliffhanger last season with Billy Butcher, like where he's pretty much dying, and when he uses Compound V, it accelerates that. So I'm not sure, because honestly, I don't really see the appeal of the show without Billy Butcher.
Yeah.
I think he's sort of him and Homelander are the linchpins, aren't they? That's the whole.
Yeah.
The fight is those two.
Yeah, it's really good. I like the fact that they respect each other in a way as well. Like, Homelander could easily have killed Billy Butcher like so many times.
Yeah. Scorched earth, William. Scorched earth.
I love that line. He's like, if you're going to watch me have a wank, it's going to cost you a tenner.
yeah.
Like, I absolutely love that one.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got Jeffrey D. Morgan joining the boys as well. I think that's an incredible duo to have with Billy Butcher. I feel like them two, Carl Urban, I said his name weird then. Yeah, I feel like them two working together is actually really, really good. The little bits we see him, he's like, what do you call your unit again? He's like, the boys. He's like, you came up with that. It's just like, I mean, that's
stupid.
I feel like that was really funny. So the two new characters you talked about earlier, so we've got Sage and Firecracker.
Firecracker
they're
is
the ones
the one
that
I
we've got.
was
So we've got Sage and Firecracker. The costumes look pretty cool. Sage's, I think, it's quite a nice, sleek, bland. Bland. That sounds horrible. It's like golds and browns. Like, it looks very much like an autumn style colour.
Like earth tones.
Yeah. And then Firecracker, it's like, it seems very like American, doesn't it? It's like a blue camo and then there's red, and it just looks a bit. It's like it's out there, isn't it? Like it's.
She's going to be Homelander's new Nazi girlfriend. Is my bet.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
He's got a type, hasn't he?
The one
Fascist
that I'm looking forward to is seeing how they develop things with his son. Obviously, we see some bits of his son in the trailer where he just straight up kills a man by the looks of it. Like it looks like he just
like father like son.
I can't wait to see them two just getting along. On the. Have you seen the behind the scenes footage of Anthony Starr doing his stunts when he's going up on the wires? He's like,
yes,
fuck.
So that was for Gen V, wasn't it? And they just took him way higher than he thought.
I really like that.
Yeah,
but so this is coming out next year. I think it was really, really good.
It's probably the thing I'm most excited for this week, I think.
I would agree with you on that one. That's why I left it to not the last, but second to last, because the last one I wanted to talk about. And because I don't really know much about it myself, I never played the games, but I think it looks really interesting. If I've got it wrong and it looks terrible compared to the games, then shoot me. But I think it looks like quite a good series. Obviously, another Amazon one, so we're sticking to the same sort of vibe. But we've got Walt Goggins is in this, by the way. I don't know if you knew that, but Walt Goggins is in this. We've got. It looks cool. We got the mech suits that are in it. I don't know if I'm getting that right.
Do you think maybe we should tell them what it is?
Oh crap! Yeah, I didn't say what it was. Fallout. Sorry. Yes. So the next game we're going to talk about is the Fallout.
A guessing game.
So it's the Fallout trailer. Now this is coming out in April of next year, April the 12th to be exact. So we've finally got a trailer with an exact pinpoint date of when it's coming out. So this one, the season premiere will come out on April the 12th. Obviously. For those of you who don't know what Fallout is, it's a future post-apocalyptic world where loads of nuclear bombs went off in, I believe it's the 50s. And
they never invented the capacitor or something.
Yeah, and whatever that is, I don't know what that is. But yeah, and then...
I feel that's why everything's like all old-timey, black and white sort of thing.
And then...
but I've never played the games either, so I haven't...
Our knowledge of this is dreadful, because what we've got to go off is the trailer. Obviously, I know some things about the game where there's mutants and there's weird animals and creatures, and we see them in this. Yeah. But one of my favourite things from the trailer was the bit when it went from the studio that brought you the boys and free 2-day shipping.
Yeah. I don't
know if that's really sad that we've got that that's part of the trailer, or if it's really funny. But I think visually this looks incredible. We've got a dog carrying a hand. That's always fun. We see that the little We see the little bunkers that they've got. The suits look really cool. There's a little cowboy whistling a nose. I think he is in the games, isn't it? I'm going to get so much hate for not knowing anything about Fallout, aren't I?
Yeah.
But I think it looks really fun. It's like a post-apocalyptic one. I think I'm more excited for this one than I am for Furiosa, if I'm being honest.
Really?
I am, yeah. I think it looks really fun. We get a minigun minute in it. There's a bit where the dog and the main character are running away, and there's a little machine gun minigun minute going after them. So yeah, we've got Walt Goggins is playing the ghoul. So I was talking about the little skeleton guy. That's the ghoul. We've also got Ella Purnell playing Lucy, Moses Arias playing Norm, Jonathan Pemberton playing Thaddeus, most well known for his role in 21 Jump Street as one of the nerds. You fight me, that is.
No.
But yeah, I think it was really good. Now, with the episodes, so obviously we've only got one season confirmed for now. I'm not sure how many episodes are actually coming out. I've tried to find an exact number, but I can't seem to get one anywhere. But yeah, I think this looks really cool. There's like a weird, horrible, I don't know what it is, like a monster when it opens its mouth. It's got like weird hands and mouths in its mouth. It just looks awful.
It's a bit like Alien Demogorgon-esque sort of vibe.
Better nuclear explosion than Oppenheimer?
Probably more of a complete nuclear explosion.
I mean, you actually get to see the nuclear explosion.
And not just like insane super close-ups of
just
fire.
Random stuff that they put in a jar and span round really fast.
Yes,
we've pretty much cooked on trailers this week. I think they all look really good. None of them I've seen and gone, I'm not excited for that anymore. The only one that I am a bit like, ooh, is probably the Godzilla. I'm a bit like, is that going to be good, or is it going to get ruined? But
see, I have faith in the Godzilla Kong movie, and I think the only really issues that I think we've highlighted with them are more sort of design points than
I'd say that's
like
true.
the movie itself.
Fair. And it does look the whole.
Because I mean, it's big monsters fight other big monsters. Like, it's pretty hard to screw that up at this point.
Can we get a Pacific Rim crossover?
Ooh.
I'd really like.
But then that's only going to upset people, isn't it? When one of them has to win.
But is there really that much of a big lore to? Is there a big lore around Pacific Rim? Is there like a?
Oh, there's big lore to everything, so you should know this
that's
by
very,
now.
Very true. But yeah, that's it for trailers this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Simo, should we move on to the title segment of the show?
We should move on to the title segment of the show.
He falls for that every week. We will do that, Simo, right after a quick word from the sponsor of this episode. Who Clothing is a fantastic new brand recently launched by two guys from Derbyshire in the UK who have a passion for sustainability, active living, and looking damn good while you do it. Their goal is to craft fantastic products that give back to communities and individuals without being a burden to our planet. Their first product, the Trash Trooper cap, is fully hand-stitched and made completely from fully recycled and upcycled materials. Who have teamed up with sustainable partner Topiku to make sure that they are actually having a positive impact and have committed to driving sustainable environmental, social and economic growth in developing communities. Now, we don't just promote anything on this show, we only promote brands and products that we actually believe in, and I can say hands down that this Trash Trooper cap is genuinely one of the best made and comfiest products that I have used this year. I wear a lot of caps, and this is definitely now the best looking one in my collection. Who are really transparent about their business practices, and if you would like to learn more about how they operate ethically and sustainably, please do check them out on Instagram at Who Official Clothing. That is at HU Official Clothing, and on all social media platforms at Who Official. Their website is also live now at www.whoofficialclothing.com. That is www.huofficialclothing.com. Head over there, check them out, grab yourself a Trash Trooper cap, and keep your eyes peeled for some exciting future drops. Check them out today and take the first step to making your wardrobe more sustainable for everyone. Thanks again to Who Clothing for sponsoring this episode. Now, Simmer, are you feeling festive?
I'm feeling very festive.
Are you feeling cheery?
No.
Oh, well, good, because I was going to say, are you ready to ruin that by ranking some movies?
Yeah, let's rank some Christmas movies. After all, that's why we're here. This is the title segment.
It is. Now, together we've compiled a list of a fairly comprehensive list of different Christmas movies. And what we're going to do is we're going to chuck them on a tier list. So the tiers are as follows. Right at the top we have S, then A, B, C, D, E, and F right at the bottom.
Okay.
I think we should say any that we aren't aware of, we're just going to put right in the bottom tier anyway.
So does S stand for Santa?
Yeah.
Cool. Just thought I'd clarify that bit up.
And Sleigh.
Yeah. Sleigh? No.
Now, Simmer, first on the list.
Yeah.
I know this is what some people consider to be iconic.
Okay.
I know it's a lot of people's favourites. We have Jim Carrey in The Grinch That Stole Christmas.
Okay. Now, I think it's got to go S just because of Jim Carrey. It alone.
I think
and
so.
the fact that he had to sit through like 10 hours worth of cosmetics for that. Yeah. He got trained by like...
He had to get like FBI training just to do it.
See, I like that movie, but I hate the Who's in it.
They scare me a little bit.
I just don't care. I just want to see Jim Carrey being stupid.
Although, I don't know what she's called.
Oh, Cindy Lou Who? Yeah, what she is in the...
No. Not Cindy Lou.
The mayor's.
Is it the wife of the mayor? She played a very big part in my early childhood.
When others had Megan Fox, you had whoever the Who was.
The mayor's wife from the... Yeah, Mrs. Mayor of Whoville. Let me tell you something. If you don't know, get to know.
By the way, when I was saying Cindy Lou Who, I didn't mean her in the movie. I meant the fact that she became a rock star. That's what I was saying. She became a rock star, and I really like some of her songs. I say that I listened to one of her songs. Right? Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Simo. I think it's S tier, and I'll fight
yeah.
anyone that disagrees with
It's
me.
got to be S tier.
Now, next, a bit of an older one.
Okay.
The Santa Claus.
Right, when you're saying the Santa Claus, is this the old Santa Claus? The one where the
Tim Allen.
Oh, right. Okay, so not the old Santa Claus then. I thought you meant the one where it's the really old one where the guy had one of the elves goes to New York and starts selling candies that you can lick and make you fly. I feel like he's on about that one. But yeah,
the Tim Allen one. The Santa Claus, where he slowly transitions into.
God, this is actually these are going to be really hard to rank because I just want to put them all as S because
So I'm thinking top of A tier.
A with this one, yeah. Like it's not.
I don't think it's on the level of The Grinch for me, but it is fantastic.
It's an iconic one, but I don't think that's the best one.
No,
I the second one, no. But for some, I have a soft spot for Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause. Like I have a massive soft spot for that movie.
Did you watch the series that they put out on Disney Plus last year? It's okay.
I didn't watch it.
Kevin from How I Met Your Mother's in it.
Nice.
He's good.
Nice. I could yeah. I did really like it, but there's only one problem I think with those movies is that in the second one he pretty much just forces a woman to marry him. He's like, well, if you don't marry me, then no kids will get presents and Christmas will die. And she's like, oh, okay, I guess yes.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
And then he keeps her in the North Pole and doesn't let her go home. It's a bit.
Yeah, it's not the spirit of Christmas, if you ask me.
No, it's not. It's a bit. God, come on, Tim Allen, you can do better than this.
Although, I don't know if you can. Bit of a questionable man, apparently.
Allegedly.
Moving away from Tim Allen,
okay,
we have The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Now, I only watched this for the first time 2 years ago.
Okay.
It kind of... The animation kind of freaks me out a little bit, I'm not going to lie. I always feel a bit... It's
like peak Tim Burton.
Like I think it's really, really good, and I think the Oogie Boogie Man is like my favourite bit of that entire movie. But you can do the singing for that one as well, can't you?
I can, but I've got a bit of
all right.
A bit of a frog in my throat.
Now, I feel like I'm going to get hate for where I put this, but I'm going to say B. I think it's good, but I don't think it's as good as Santa Claus, and as a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
they start getting shot at by anti-air cannons. What the hell? Like,
yeah.
Although I feel like
I think
one of the movies we're going to talk about later on. It's got to be on the list. I'm going to end up putting it as S tier, and people are going to be like, well, "That's not really a Christmas movie." So
yeah, I've got one of those as well.
Yeah,
It's going to be it's going to be Nick Cage in the Spider-Man again. No one's going to get it, but
we actually got some hate for that, didn't we? Wow, we got quite a lot of hate.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of hate for that one. Now, next on the list, Simo, we have, and I'm not sure why this is on here because this was a pre-made list that I altered.
Yeah,
and I thought I'm going to leave this one on. But I don't consider this a Christmas movie particularly.
Right, okay.
Gremlins.
No, I always think this. Like, is it? It's so I've also looked at a list, and it's ranked as number 3 on this website.
Yeah.
Timeout.com have ranked this as their number 3 movie. Now,
but I never consider it a Christmas movie.
They kill Santa, and I guess that's what Santa Claus is. So I guess
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel like a Christmas movie.
I mean, I haven't watched it in a long time. I watched it once as a kid, and that was it. And I feel like I am going to do a rewatch of it this Christmas. But I think it's an iconic movie, but I don't. It's just at Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I think it's a tough one to rank because it's a very iconic movie. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't really.
Well, I think for icon status, because Nightmare Before Christmas is iconic as well. There's no doubt about that. I think we put them on the same level.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Let's do that.
That's gonna anger people.
I don't care.
That's definitely gonna anger people. Now next, this is a big one for me. It's personally my favourite Christmas movie of all time. Not any of this. Oh, it's set at Christmas time nonsense. As in. The epitome of Christmas in a movie form, as what I consider, it's the Polar Express.
It's top. There's nothing can top the. I was hoping you were going to say this is my favourite Christmas movie of all time. It is.
It's going right at the top
so
until.
Good. I can't. I try and savour it for just before Christmas. I try and savour it. I watch it every year. I have done since I can remember, and
yeah, I think since it came out.
People complain about it being a bit too lifelike, and people. Is it the
it's Uncanny Valley?
I never really get that. Whenever I see it, I'm just instantly taken back to being a kid.
I love it. It is so good. The
story is incredible. There's freaky bits in it, the ghost of Christmas. The Christmas spirit, I think that guy's incredible.
Yeah.
When he's just like, "Hey, you want a cup of Joe?" And it's like a
on top of the train.
Yeah. And it's just
and the hot chocolate bit. God, I really want to try that hot chocolate.
So
I don't know what.
Yeah. And then you've got the guy saying, "This is actually a locomotive."
Yeah. I want the first gift of Quick Mick.
That's a really good. Kind of look like him as well, actually, with those glasses on.
Yeah, a little claim to fame of mine, actually. No, I love it. It's the best. Now, next on the list, I feel like we need to put some a little bit lower down.
Yeah, probably.
Now, this one, I'll admit it, I've not seen it, but I consider it blasphemy. And this is the animated remake of The Grinch, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh yeah, right at the bottom.
Yeah, it's going in F tier. I'm sorry. It's probably okay, but I'm sure shit not going to find out.
If you're going to do a remake of an animated Grinch, make it look like the original animated Grinch.
I think, especially because you've got Benedict Cumberbatch, he basically looks like the Grinch anyway. Just paint him green. You don't have to do the prosthetics.
So you mean do another live action one? Oh, I was going to say if they're going to do a cartoon one, do it like the old cartoon Grinch.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. But yeah, no, I've not seen it. It might be okay, but no.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch. You're going to have to deal with that. Now, up next, another GOAT status, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. I think this is going top tier. It's just a question of where. Yeah. Home Alone 1.
That's got to go S.
Original recipe.
I think it's got to go
Home
S,
Alone.
hasn't it?
Yeah, but
Now,
I don't think it epitomises Christmas as much as Polar Express.
I think Polar Express is that. The whole point of that is Christmas. Like, I get that Home Alone is as well, but I mean, literally, the whole thing is like it's going from a kid that's no longer believing. He goes on a magical adventure. He starts to believe in Santa. He finds
there's a train.
There's just everything. There's a little factory. There's creepy horror bits. There's horrible puppets. There's moose. There's
oh my god.
There's the little roller coaster bit.
He swallows the pin.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah.
That
I think it's probably
we're
going
piss
in.
people off by putting it behind Polar Express, but I agree.
Where does it compare to the Grinch?
Above Grinch, I think.
I was going to say that. I was a bit nervous to see what you'd say.
No, I think it's above Grinch.
But I think it's above.
I feel like I'm
saying
that just to save face if I'm not. But no, I feel like I like the Grinch. I just get really bored of all the Who stuff. So yeah, like I think Whereas Home Alone, it's just fun. Although I actually prefer the second Home Alone movie more than the first one, if I'm being honest.
Well, I was going to pair these two together and do that one next. I was going to put it in F tier just for Donald Trump alone, personally.
Hey, nobody helps him out in the movie. So
yeah,
I think he should go S tier for Piers Morgan alone.
Oh, no. People aren't going to get that joke, but that's so funny.
It is, isn't it? It looks just like Piers Morgan. No, I really like the second one. I think it's better than the first.
See, the first is better. We're at an impasse here.
No, it's fine. You can rank it behind it. That's
no, I'll give it you, but then you're not allowed to argue with mine later on.
Okay.
There's this whole thing out of balance.
As in the one that you've got as your hot take.
No.
I was going to say, because I actually
you don't know about this one yet.
Okay. If it's Edward Scissorhands, I'm going to kill you.
No. But okay, for you, I'll put it above.
You don't have to do that. It's fine. I concede that I know that most people prefer the first one.
No, just for you, Simo. We're gonna. I
love it when movies go to different places. You know, like Home Alone goes to New York. Like, it's not even Home Alone. He's in New York.
Yeah. Now next, again, a bit of a questionable this one, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a Christmas movie. We're gonna go with Die Hard.
That's got to go S. That's why I'm saying the thing I said earlier is going to piss people off because Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Like he literally says "yo ho ho ho" in it. Like
it's true.
For Christmas.
However, I'm currently looking at S tier at the minute.
I think it's got to go A or B. A or B.
I think it goes A above Santa Claus personally.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I'd back that. We can go with that.
I think people should just stop arguing on whether or not it's a Christmas movie or not because it's not really Christmassy, is it? Arguing, you know?
Yeah, get over it. Next, another classic. Again,
they're all classics.
I think it's
let's be honest.
It's an S tier, but currently everything is in like S, A, and B, and then only Benedict Cumberbatch's Grinch is anywhere else.
That we love Christmas, though, doesn't it? You know, it's wholesome.
True.
Wholesome.
Yeah, we're on the nice list. Sue us. Enjoy your cold, bitch.
I'm sure I figure out it was like when you realise that Santa's list is only naughty or nice, and it's like only a sift deals absolutes.
Anyway, Elf.
Oh, so this
it's S tier, right? It can't be anywhere else.
Is, above Grinch or behind Grinch? I think it's above Grinch.
I think it is.
Think it is. Did you know
Peter Dinklage?
Call me off one more time.
Is it up? Yeah, it's going up a bit for Peter Dinklage alone.
Also, where did he go to throw snowballs? Like, Jesus. It's like there's a minute, but of snowballs.
Throwing them like that as well. Gosh. Now next, a bit of an out there one. I don't know if you're actually familiar with this one, but I have a bit of a soft spot for it. And it's The Holiday.
Right, so I was actually talking to someone about this earlier, and
I really like The Holiday.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's good.
Which one? What's
It's a bit rom-commy, I can't lie. but it is such like a feel-good movie, and the cast is incredible. Jack Black, Jude Law, Kate Winslet.
Oh yeah, it's the one. Yeah, it's got Kate Winslet. No, I don't think I've seen it. If I'm being honest.
Cameron Diaz as well. It is really good. It's really wholesome, especially Kate Winslet and Jack Black.
Where are you putting it?
But I think it goes between Die Hard and Santa Claus. Honestly,
okay. I mean, I can't rate it because I've not seen it. So
it is good. Say it is a bit rom-commy.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything wrong with having a rom-com at Christmas. I mean,
no. And
I'm assuming
we'll stick on the rom-com vibe. Give me Love Actually.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be. See, now I've only seen Love Actually once, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I know it is good. It's got a massive cultural front. There's been references to the placard scene, just loads. Yeah. Also, just
you want to talk about cast?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the cast is incredible.
It's so good.
Just absolute dog. Like, what? Yeah. Why are you cheating on your wife? And then come on, bro. Like, do better.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's a Slytherin for you.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Hans Gruber turned good, but then became a horrible man. Also,
I think.
No, carry on. You were gonna.
I was just gonna say. I think this goes in B tier, above Nightmare Before Christmas and Gremlins.
Yes, do it. Let's do it. I'm ready to ruffle some feathers.
It's good,
but I don't. Yeah, it just doesn't. We're gonna piss off so many people with that one. I think
we are, but that's the problem. Now, next, Simo. I know this is a firm favourite of yours. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Right. So when it comes to Christmas movies, I have three favourites, and I can't separate them in lines. But I feel like Polar Express will always come out on top. But I have three favourites.
Yeah. And
Ryan can see this, but I don't. No one else can see this. But I have the vinyl for this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it is genuinely better than any other Christmas Carol story. Like you could give me the Doctor Who Christmas Carol story, and I'll say nah, it beats it. You can give me the original Christmas Carol story, and it beats it because you've got Michael Caine playing the most serious man you have ever seen. Yeah, and he treats the Muppets like actors
against puppets. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's so good,
so good. And I just think it works really well. The music in it is incredible. The Marley and Marley, iconic. For me, this goes really high, but I understand that it. I don't think it should go S.
Oh, I think it does.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
I do. Yeah, I think it does. Go S,
but I didn't think you were going to agree with me.
No, I think absolutely it does. It's iconic.
For me, this goes behind Polar Express. For me, I don't know where you put it.
I'll back it 100%.
It's my guilty pleasure. Is the Muppets Christmas Carol? If I've been honest, it is definitely my guilty pleasure.
That takes us to our last movie to rank.
Okay, now
if this segment
isn't a movie that if you've missed out a movie that I want to mention, then I'm going to mention it, and you're going to put it on there. Tell me what the movie is, and I'll tell you if you need to add another one on.
Well, I'm afraid this is the one that you've relinquished control over.
Okay.
So now this is my domain.
This is, I'm hoping,
and it's going right to the tippity top, baby.
Okay.
It is arguably the best movie ever made.
Okay.
And it is Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Now, I absolutely love that movie. That movie's incredible.
It's so good.
Really good.
When he dresses up as the superhero, come on, man. It's a comic book movie podcast. Yeah, he does everything in it.
He makes a bomb. Well, he doesn't. He's like, yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah. Oh, it's actually really good.
It's brilliant.
Now,
I am being sarcastic. It is probably not the best movie ever made.
No, it is not.
However, it is going to the top of S tier.
Okay.
And
now this is I can't believe I relinquished control over this one, because there's a movie that you've missed that is genuinely the best.
Oh,
I think it is an incredible movie, and I feel like this movie, like Polar Express, I don't think is fun for all the family. It's fun, but I don't think everyone in the family can watch it and agree that it's. Everyone will disagree on how good it is. I feel like unless you were a kid when you watched it, like we were kids when it came out.
Yeah.
Now this movie can be enjoyed by all ages. Your grandparents will like it. Your parents will like it. You'll like it. Your kids will like it, because this joke's for everyone, and it's a very, very long-standing franchise. Genuinely is. Now this is, and if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it, because it is genuinely incredible. It's a family comedy, and that is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I knew you were going to say
this
that.
Movie, it is incredible. Like, genuinely, it is so fucking good. Like, anyone who says it isn't, I think you should just.
I've never seen it, so I'll take your word for it. And because I've never seen it, I'm going to let you rank it. I'll give you full creative control over this.
It's an 80s comedy, and it works as such. Have you ever watched any of the National Lampoon movies?
I don't think I have, actually.
Well, they made a new one, didn't they? It's just called Vacation. And I don't know if that was any good. I didn't watch it, but the summer vacation one's really good, and so is the Christmas vacation. But it's just really good. Like it follows a family having Christmas at home, and nothing goes to plan. The same as most Christmas movies, but it just does it really well. Now I'll let you have your top S tier, but this for me goes, I'd say, behind Muppets Christmas Carol.
Okay.
So many S tiers.
Yeah. Well, do you want me to run through them, Simo?
Yeah, I was going to say, should we do some honourable mentions that didn't make it to... I've got some honourable mentions.
If you've got a couple
of honourable mentions. So, It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, Wonderful Life. Obviously, we've had Bad Santa.
I love It's a Wonderful Life, by the way.
A Christmas Story from the 80s. Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie, by the way. I don't know if you knew. The Snowman. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Charlie Brown's Christmas. Batman Returns, technically a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Scrooged.
Yeah. I mean, they're all great. I think if I had to pick one to rank on here, it would be It's a Wonderful Life.
I think Snowman as well should kind of
maybe
be on
both
that.
iconic.
Yeah. But the thing is, we have too many S tiers, so...
We'll do that next year.
Yeah, see us next year, I guess, for another Christmas episode.
Yeah. We'll do round 2. Maybe we'll even do another one this year.
There's a few weeks till Christmas, and there's like 3 movies.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, Simo, we'll start at the bottom of this list. In F tier, we have Benedict Cumberbatch's animated Grinch.
Should fucking stay there.
Moving up to B tier, from the bottom going up, we have Gremlins, A Nightmare Before Christmas, and Love Actually.
Love Actually one's going to get so much hate from in there, I think.
Yeah.
But
it's in now. It's locked and loaded. Yeah. Moving up to A tier, again from the bottom, we have The Santa Claus, The Holiday, and then Die Hard. And then S tier, again from the bottom to the top, we have The Grinch, Elf, Home Alone 2, National Lampoon's Family Vacation,
Christmas Vacation,
or Holiday,
Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Then we have The Muppets: A Christmas Carol. Then we have The Polar Express, and then finally the definitive best Christmas movie of all time, Jingle All the Way.
You know what? I'm fine with that being at the top. You know, like I am genuinely fine with that. Like I genuinely am. That I feel like I always forget that movie exists, and like I feel like every time I watch it, I'm like, this is incredible. It's so funny.
It is so good. Honestly,
Arnold Schwarzenegger playing comedy roles is just brilliant. Like it's just
Now, if you agree or disagree in any way, shape, or form, make sure to let us know. Let us know where you would rank these movies as well. Also, I'd like to point out, Jingle All the Way, Anakin Skywalker's in that movie. So if that doesn't confirm that it's the best one. Yeah, Jake Lloyd is Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid.
Poor guy. I feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad that we physically were not the people that gave him hate, because we were kids as well. I'm so glad.
Yeah, we were far too young to bully Jake Lloyd. Now, Simo, shall we move it on to the next segment?
On to the next segment. My favourite segment.
Which is, of course, Between Two Droids, where we come armed, each with a hot take. Maybe one of our own, maybe one we've been sent in, maybe one that we found on social media and we thought, hell yeah, that's right. We're going to pitch it to each other, and then we're going to say whether we agree or disagree. Now, Simo, do you want to go first this week, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first with mine, because mine's very quick. Mine is more of a public service announcement. Mine's more of an. I've we spoke about I'm Legend 2, and I thought I'd bring a bit of I'm Legend to this bit because I've read the book. And I've watched the movie.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me, I can read.
A sophisticated gentleman.
It was your audio. No, it wasn't. I did read the.
You start to follow the line with your finger, don't you? But you're getting better.
So this is like one of my bugbears. It's to say, I don't know why, but it's the same as when people call a canoe a kayak. It just, for some reason, this grinds my gears.
Yeah.
They're not right. They are not zombies in I Am Legend. And like, if I Am Legend 2 makes them into be zombies, then I'll eat my hat. But it's a saying.
That's canon. That's canon.
I'm not eating my hat. I like my hat. So
they are
they're
great.
vampires, and the movie even shows them as vampires. But people always call them zombies, and they're not. And I'm going to tell you some little things to prove that they are vampires. Now, in the movie, they stay inside until it's dark. They only go out, and if they touch the sun, it burns them. Vampire. There's a bit where you see him spraying water. That's not water. It is water, but it's not just water. It's garlic water, which he sprays around the outside of his house so they don't get in. Like, just 2 points to show that. But then they also bite and stuff like that, and then they turn other people into vampires. So, it works. And they're still humans. And they have a leader, which is the main guy that we see. He is like the Dracula, in a sense. He's the main guy. He's the main vampire. Zombies don't walk around and talk like that. They're not fucking zombies. So stop saying they're zombies, because I'll come for you. I won't do anything. I'll just come for you. Well,
personally, Simo, I disagree with your hot take this week.
Yeah, well, you can...
I think there's no way they're Draculas.
Yeah, well, yours is shit as well.
I'm just fishing for bites there, Simo.
Because they bite. I'm going to say, I wasn't asking anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my hot take this week. We've gone down different routes this week in terms of having one on theme. Mine's a Christmas themed hot take.
Okay.
And we touched on it briefly, but all the discourse around Die Hard. And is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? Blah, 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 blah. I'm bored. I'm sick of it.
If there's a discussion about it, that clearly means it is a Christmas movie, by the way. So let's just...
Yeah. What I want to know, and what I want to see, I want to match this energy, but not on Die Hard 3. Iron Man 3.
I think it is.
Sorry, not Die Hard 3. Just Die Hard.
I think Die Hard 2 is a Christmas
movie. Iron Man 3.
I think. Yeah.
I think so.
I think it is. Because
Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie.
Because I only like really watching it at Christmas. Because I feel like it feels wrong to watch it when it's not. So yeah, I agree.
He buys Pepper Potts that great big dog.
He does, and there's a Christmas tree.
For Christmas.
There's a Christmas tree in it. There's several Christmas trees in
it.
They even mention Christmas.
Yeah.
Multiple
times.
I'd say
it's snowing.
It does snow. I mean, I think it's because it goes to Minnesota, but it snows. I think Iron Man. I think Marvel actually have some good Christmas content. Hawkeye was brilliant.
Hawkeye's second best Disney Plus show.
Since we're saying that, does that mean that Spider-Man 3 is also a Christmas movie?
I guess so. Well, not all of it though, because it's not all set in the same thing, is it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think
it spans a bit of time.
I think Iron Man 3 is a Christmas movie. I'll back you on that one. I'll agree with your hot take.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And let us know if you agree or disagree. Now, Simo, it's time for the next segment of the show, which is of course what we're watching.
Yeah.
So tell me,
You see,
what have you been watching?
I've not really watched a great. Well, I have. I've watched a lot, but it's just the same show. So so I've been massively on the new Who vibe, and not just the new Who vibe. I've also watched some classic Who. So obviously, I watched the most recent episode of Doctor Who, the second special, the Blue Yonder. Very good. We're going to talk about all the Doctor Who specials.
We're going to do a full episode next week on.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. So I've been watching the Matt Smith Who, because I finished the David Tennant ones. I watched through all of them last week, and then I also started the Matt Smith ones, and I've just gotten up to the Good Man Goes to War. Absolutely love that storyline. I love the whole, spoilers if you haven't seen it, the whole stuff to do with River Song. I really like that. And then yeah, and then in the lead up, on the lead up to the there's a bit in that episode, by the way, where River Song's on the way back into prison, and Rory's like, "Oh yeah, this is 2 doctors." She goes, "Oh no, that's a different kind of birthday." I'm like, this is a kid's show.
Although I do love the way, especially Matt Smith's Doctor, the way he handles the romantic side of stuff, where he's like, it does the whole like kiddie and like ooh sort
he's very
of thing.
Much like
and
an
it's such a good dynamic
child, isn't he, Matt Smith's Doctor Who?
Yeah.
But yeah, I also then in the next episode of Doctor Who, spoilers for the new one. You must know the toy maker is making a return. So I decided to go back in time, and I watched an episode from season 3 of Doctor Who, as in the original season 3. And I watched the final test, where there is 2 previous episodes to do with that, and I've already seen stuff to do with that. And it's basically the Toy Master essentially sets a load of games. They've got to complete the games to get the TARDIS back, and if the Toy Maker loses, then his world gets destroyed. But he's immortal, so he has the power to create a new one. Now that just kind of brings me into this new episode. Oh my god, is the Toy Maker is his world going to be Earth in this one?
I don't think it will be Earth, but I think it will be linked to the Wild Blue Wonder stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like, and obviously the
edge of creation well, and.
I mean, so he has the power to create planets. So it's kind of, I think that's kind of cool. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's what I've watched.
Nice. I went on a bit of a mad one last week. Well, I was on annual leave from my other job, so I had plenty of spare time on my hands. I do. But I was very happy to see that Batman the Animated Series from the 90s has come on Netflix in the UK. So I've started watching that. Just iconic. The 90s Justice League cartoon is on there as well, so that's probably going to get watched pretty quick. I also watched The Last Night in Soho. Again, it was the Doctor Who vibe. Matt Smith. Very good, very trippy, very strange, but very good. Yes.
Edgar Wright as well.
Yeah, like quite hard to follow, but it's one you have to like sit and watch. But really, really good. I've also been watching Doctor Who. I also watched Daddy's Home 2.
That's a good Christmas movie. Like,
another Christmas movie.
A really good Christmas movie.
Yeah.
We should put that on the list. Yes.
Yeah, just for John Cena alone.
Wait, John Cena's in that movie.
And then, you wouldn't have done. You take my word for it.
Also, with him in the cinema. Story of our lives. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And then I also read the Marvel comic Avengers Disassembled, which was quite good. Really like well put together, like in terms of art style. I mean, spoiler alert: the Avengers break up, and then they're talking about why and what the favourite memories are, and then it shows you the memories from previous comic books, but in that art style.
You showed me it last week. Actually.
So like,
you showed me the switch.
Yeah. So like Beast from the X-Men is talking about his favourite memory, and it goes to like the 60s X-Men style and shows like a few panels of that. Cool. And yeah, like really, really good book. Like would thoroughly recommend it. And yeah, that's about it for me for watching.
Yeah, well,
And reading, I should say.
And reading. You can't read. You just look at the pictures.
Sue me.
No. Right.
Now, Simo, I know this is a No Questions Asked podcast, but the next segment of our show happens to be Some Questions Asked. And have I got a question for you?
I've just noticed this is the first episode we've done where we haven't asked the question because we haven't had a major title. Oh, actually, no, the first episode we didn't do it either.
Episode 1.
Episode 1, yeah, that's a good point.
No. But my question for you, Simo, in the light of The Boys Season 4 trailer coming out, what I want to know is, given the choice, you've got to do one or the other, would you rather be injected with Compound V or have the Captain America Super Soldier Serum and growth spurt? So you'd finally get that.
Wait, what are you talking? I was going to say, why are you focusing on the growth spurt? All I'm saying is,
because you're already so muscly and rich.
I already look like I've had the Super Soldier Serum, mate.
Well, that's it for this episode.
So I'd have the Super Soldier Serum because the Compound V is such a gamble. Like, I don't know if you've looked at all the stuff to do with the boys, but you could end up with a fucking stereo for a head. Or you could become a ghost. Like, no, I'll take the one that I know. What
Even
I'm
then,
get.
there's much weirder ones than that as well.
Just have a giant. I'm not going to mention the rest of that one, but you all know exactly where I'm going with that one.
Yeah, if you're not aware, just Google Russian boys character, and you'll find out. Yeah, I'm the same because I feel like I could get something really, really cool with Compound V, but I could also get an absolute stinker. Whereas, at least with the Super Soldier Serum,
you know what you've got.
I'm just getting, and I think that's the big one. It is the gamble.
Yeah. Although, would you reckon you'd turn into a massive knob, or do you reckon you're good at heart? Because it enhances your emotions. I like to think. Oh, you will never be able to get drunk again, though.
Yeah, I don't think I'd mind that. You can still drink.
I haven't.
Just
I'm gonna say actually. I haven't got drunk in months actually. So yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah. You can still drink. I think your metabolism just burns it off quicker.
Maybe you could have that one that's Thor drinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one
exactly.
that Stan Lee drinks. That one.
Yeah. No, I like to think I'd be okay.
I'd take the Super Soldier Serum, definitely.
I suppose you never know, do you?
I mean, we could just take the real life Super Soldier Serum and just get on test.
You might. So give it a try and report back next week for the sake of the podcast.
For scientific reasons. Just one cycle won't hurt.
So next week, like, I ask you, I do the intro and I go, "How are you today, Simo?" And you're like, "Yeah, I'm very good, thank you."
Let's see what we're working with here.
Yeah, I'm doing really well.
Gargling in the
Anyway, Simo, is that the show?
That is the show. So, if you want to get in contact with us, you can get in contact with us by email at 2droidspodcast@gmail.com. Now, that's the number 2droidspodcast@gmail.com. We're the 2droidspod everywhere else. So, if you don't agree with our rankings, you want to send us any messages, any random stuff, just send it to them. Preferably to the email though, because it's easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Simo.
Thank you for your time.
And thank you to Christmas.
Yes, Christmas. Not you, the listeners. Just Christmas. Santa. Thank you to Santa. All the listeners are getting coal anyway, aren't they? So who cares?
Probably.
I haven't even had an advent calendar.
They deserve it.
I feel like I need to go to the shop and buy one.
Have you not? I've got 2.
All right, show off.
Yeah. Turned 24 in the new year.
Some more lore. You just drop in lore left, right, and centre of the podcast.
Yeah, just bit by I'm slowly revealing myself.
I'm actually 34. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you look it.
Hey,
Yeah, look.
Oh.
Most men thin out a bit on top as they get older. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Simo, we're here to spread joy.
Yeah, you fucking spreading it, alright? Fuck your podcast.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening. As always, check us out on the socials. Drop us an email. And as always, thank you to Who Clothing for sponsoring this video. Thank you to you, Simo. And thank you to the viewer. And thank you
I'm
to
not
Father
thanking
Christmas. Damn. See you next week.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. Bye.
Right.